So I get to do all of the fun stuff. And next in our program, I get to introduce 2 videos that I hope you all really enjoy, and I expect that you will. Yesterday at the launch in Washington, D.C., First Lady Obama invited the FreshWorks partners to announce the fund, and she also was able to show a piece of this video that you're going to see. Now, I want to share it with you, and I want to tell you that this video was made by Jesse Dillon and his team at Wondros, who just did a wonderful job of taking, I think, a wonderful job of taking our vision and putting it on film for all of you. And then the second fund is actually a piece from the White House announcement. That's going to show first, and then the video about FreshWorks. Thank you.
The commitments that you all are making today have the potential to be a game changer for our kids and for our communities all across this country. There's a reason why we set a goal that every family in every community in America would have access to fresh, healthy, affordable food. If a parent wants to pack a piece of fruit in a child's lunch, if a parent wants to add some lettuce for a salad at dinner, they shouldn't have to take 3 city buses or pay some expensive taxi to go to another community to make that possible. Instead, they should have fresh food retailers right in their communities. If their only options for groceries are in the corner gas station or the local mini mart, then all of that is just talk. These studies have shown that people who live in communities with greater access to supermarkets eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, and they have lower rates of obesity. No child should be consigned to a life of poor health because of the neighborhood that his or her family lives in. Solving this problem is about coalitions like the FreshWorks Fund, who've come together and pooled their resources and expertise, and they'll be bringing small family-owned grocery stores into underserved communities all across California. So I think it's fair to say that we've got some big things happening here. It's pretty good. I mean, just listening backstage, I mean, I knew the announcement. They told me ahead of time. But it was pretty impressive. But these commitments we're announcing today are still just the beginning. Today isn't just a celebration. It is also a call to action. Still, the companies represented here today are only a tiny fraction of the total number of retailers in this country. And if they can step up and make these investments, then there is absolutely no reason why every food retailer in this country can't find some way to get involved as well.
Tell me your zip code, I will tell you your life expectancy. And that's because place matters in health.
We have about 23 million people in this country that live in food deserts.
Cheap fast food is the norm in terms of a meal.
You can go for miles and not be able to buy an apple.
Having access to fresh fruits and vegetables cuts down on a lot of chronic diseases. Diabetes is less, high blood pressure is less, and even certain cancers. So we have to look at the communities that our children live in. My patients are with me 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then they go back into their world, into their environment. And I need to be sure that that environment can help do what I'm asking them to do.
These communities that we're working with were in a recession before there was a recession.
We are not going to solve their problems. We're not going to bring food to them unless we innovate.
Our innovation is the California FreshWorks Fund, which is a public-private partnership loan fund that's intended to finance grocery stores and other forms of healthy food retail and distribution in underserved communities throughout California. It's a desert because there's no food there, but that means there's an opportunity because there's demand and then there's lack of competition.
And so we're looking for any mechanism that has been demonstrated to be effective in bringing healthy foods to communities in a sustainable way.
And in this case, it's the business community and the grocers, it's the philanthropic community, it's investors, it's community institutions.
So it's this really great initiative that allows us to kind of look at all the pieces: food access, food production, and education. Weave all those together to create a much more dynamic and healthy food system.
For a child who lives in a community where there used to be either a liquor store or a vacant lot, and all of a sudden one day they look up and there's a brand new grocery store that's selling fresh fruits and vegetables. Wow, that's new. That's different.
We talk about the grocery store as being sort of that centerpiece of a community. A, their jobs. B, all of a sudden they're exposed to a different kind of product and quality and just an environment that says you matter, that you're important. We've seen with that revitalization of the neighborhoods. There's attention now given to the walkability. People are talking about designing streets, cleaning up neighborhoods. It can be catalytic.
I think in general people just perceive that because you're in lower income communities that the money isn't there. Well, that's just simply not true. People eat everywhere and they have to shop and they need their goods and services. If you service them properly and you treat them properly, they're going to be loyal and they're going to come and spend and do all the things that they need in your store.
Just the fact of saying, this is important to us, we're going to help you. The council office is going to help you. The community wants this to happen. There's a big foundation. It makes a huge difference to a developer because it's both financial and that important piece of bringing a community of support.
What we will be able to provide in this partnership in the fund is really capital that may be more patient, so that when these operators come in, they can look at the store, look at the numbers and say, I could still run this store in these communities and still make the money that I need to make. Because you have to give them an opportunity to do something that's going to work for them and work for the community.
A successful grocer is very tied in to the community they serve. It only makes sense that you would draw your employees from your local community.
When there is a win-win like that, when there is an opportunity to serve healthy food and provide jobs, we fall 100% behind that.
Healthy living and healthy eating is a business equation that makes sense, and it does make sense for our retailers.
Healthy communities means that we're connected to our communities, we know our neighbors, and that we have the ability and the choice to work in those communities.
So we're using our investment portfolio to make economic investments, our grants to help people get the job done on the ground, to engage the broader public as well as communities to address the issue of access to fresh food, which is a major public health challenge in so many underserved and disinvested communities.
The endowment did realize, let's bring in as many diverse partners into this and let's get something done. And they're getting something done.